Hi everyone, Linda from Let's Talk Prepping. And there's a lot going on in the world tonight. And what we need to do is look at some of this and see how it's going to affect our lives and what we can do so that we can minimize the effects that it's going to have and how it's going to just impact us and what we can do, what we can prep for, and just to be aware of everything that's going on. So these are just a few of the things that are going on in the world today. I thought we'd go over here to headlinewealth.com. The government requires more chickens to be slaughtered. So we already have, and this is today's date, November 28th, 2022. We already have millions of chickens being slaughtered. Egg prices going up like crazy. Chicken really hasn't gone up quite as much, but this is the reason. And in Nebraska, they just slaughtered another 1.8 million chickens, and it's over 50 million nationwide that they've slaughtered. 52.3 million birds in 46 states, mostly chickens and turkeys on commercial farms. So this is because of the bird flu, and whether it's a serious threat or not, I couldn't tell you, not having chickens, but when they test one chicken and it tests positive, they kill them all. How many false positives are there in any kind of testing? So we have that. So prepare for more egg prices to go up and for chicken prices to go up. And then over here again at Headline Wealth, McDonald's beef suppliers criticized for reckless antibiotic use. And again, today's date. It says suppliers of beef to McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Walmart are sourcing meat from U.S. farms that use antibiotics linked to the spread of dangerous superbugs. And it says down here, many U.S. cattle farmers still routinely use antibiotics, often for months on end. Their use and overuse risk enabling bacteria to develop resistance, meaning the drugs can stop working. So we have this happening, and then of course we have from the dailymail.co.uk, we have a lack of antibiotics, especially for the children here. I've never seen anything like this. Doctors warn America is running out of 4-child antibiotics and flu drugs as kids bear brunt of triple-demic. So the 4 crucial drugs for fighting respiratory illnesses are in short supply. Tamiflu is another thing they're running out of. Amoxicillin is low. So health officials have declared a shortage of amoxicillin, a vital antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections such as pneumonia, respiratory infections, and strep throat. And then if you go down here a ways, anytime respiratory viruses kick up, people start prescribing antibiotics, even inappropriately. And that's created a lot of demand. And this infectious disease expert said. And it wasn't anticipated by the manufacturers. And Teva, an Israeli company that manufactures amoxicillin, said the production of the drug will return from early December to February. So as you know, most of our drugs are produced overseas, not in the U.S., so we're really dependent on these countries also to give us the drugs. Then over here, scientists, this is at rawstory.com. Scientists revive zombie virus after 50,000 years trapped in Siberian permafrost. So to study the emerging microbes, scientists from the French National Center for Scientific Research have now revived. So these are not coming out naturally. They're being revived by a number of, have now revived a number of zombie viruses, including one thought to be 50,000 years old, a record age for a frozen virus. And it's returning to a state capable of infecting other organisms. So we have these scientists that are going there and they're reviving these viruses. You know, one of them's going to get loose at some point, and we're going to have another problem. And over here, I thought this was interesting from businessinsider.com, businessinsider.com. Mercedes will unlock your $100,000 electric car's full power for an extra $1,200 per year. So what they'll do is they'll give you more power if you pay $1,200 per year. Now, my question is, can they do it remotely? If they can do it remotely, they can turn your car power on and off at will. It never says throughout the article if they can do it remotely or not. But that's something to think about, because over here at businesstech.co.za, businesstech.co.za, how to control your Mercedes-Benz remotely. And what you can do is you can get an app and you can secure your car from afar, and then you can use a parking app, and it's remote park assist, and you step out of the car and you can control the parking maneuver from outside the car via the app on your smartphone. So you know people can break into these things. You have so much cybercrime, and these hackers are really good now. I don't know that I'd want that on my phone, to have somebody then come and control my car. So we have that. And then again, I hate to keep bringing this one up again, Monday, November 28th, 2022, Washington Post tells people to eat bugs as they can no longer afford traditional seasonal dinners. And this is zerohedge.com, Zero Hedge. So they say consumers can already find foods like salted ants on Amazon and cricket powder protein bars in Swiss grocery stores. And you notice there's a 6-year-old girl in Pennsylvania who was given a rousing ovation because she ate fried worms. So they're starting at this young age to get these people acclimated to eating insects and bugs and worms. A growing trend of pushing eating bugs on the masses is a way of saving the planet, and they're going to push that also. Feel good, you're doing something valuable by eating bugs. And a major supermarket chain in the UK is finalizing plans to stock insects on its shelves and market them as a cheap food source for the struggling people. And this is Aldi's, and Aldi's is also in the US. So if Aldi's is going to do it in the UK, how long before it comes to the US? So Aldi considers selling edible insects to help families through the cost of living crisis. And then the supermarket is involved with a TV game show in which insect farmers will pitch the bugs as the next best thing. And then a Canadian company pledged to produce 9,000 tons of insects per year for human and pet consumption. And in addition to crickets, worms and maggots are also big in Europe. And how about a weed side salad? And why not wash down your worm food with a tall, refreshing glass of sewage? So in 2020, the World Economic Forum published 2 articles on its website which explored how people could be conditioned to get used to the idea of eating weeds, bugs, and drinking sewage water in order to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. So that's the key, could be conditioned. We see more and more articles about this. You're going to see TV programs. You're going to see everything saying it's great. Those salted ants were really good. Why don't you try one? And 50% off. So in an article on the World Economic Forum website, they outlined how people can be conditioned to enjoy consuming food which is on the surface sounds disgusting. So the Great Reset is about enacting a drastic reduction in living standards for the plebs, that's us, which will force them to put bugs, weeds, and sewage on the menu, while the Davos elites continue to feast on the finest cuisine in their ivory towers. And this article, again in Zero Hedge, was written by Tyler Durden. And here we go with dailymail.uk, dailymail.co.uk, dailymail.co.uk. And all these is going to be selling edible insects to help people through the cost of living crisis, and this is in the UK. They're going to have an edible insect recipe kit, so you can get a recipe kit. And their Channel 4 is running all these next big thing, which we'll hear from bug farmers. And then these people have Yum Bug. They're hoping their products will be successful. Yum Bug. And Yum Bug makes the insect recipe kits. So they say we want to take bug consumption mainstream. If we're able to get it in front of all these audience, that would be an amazing opportunity. They've been cooking with insects for years. So that's what's going on in the world today. The push for edible insects is going to get more and more as we go along. So if you don't want to eat insects and you continually want to eat meat, you better be stocking up on some canned meat or frozen meat. You better be getting in touch with the local farmers so that you might have a source of meat when all this falls apart. So that's something to note. So please leave a comment if you have anything that you wish to add. And thanks for watching. And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed.